It's not a pleasure for me to be the driver, it's an honor.
The former director of this historic organization is in jail right now. We'll tell you what state police say put him there.
He played for a legend. I'm Amber Philpott in Cleveland. Coming up, I hit the court with a former Wildcat who was a product under the legendary Adolph Rupp.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 6.
Good evening. Tomorrow was supposed to be a day he would never forget. Instead, today, the family of a southern Kentucky boy killed in a tragic accident are saying their final goodbyes.
10-year-old Jonathan Chatham died Monday after a school bus hit him in Whitley County. The young cancer survivor was supposed to receive a gift from the Make-A-Wish Foundation tomorrow. As WKYT's Phil Pendleton reports, the foundation made sure part of his wish was honored at his funeral this afternoon. It's our top story at 6.
Sandy Hicks drives a limousine. It's only natural for her job to see her passengers having the time of their lives. But Friday...
And this will be my saddest ride on the limousine.
That's because Hicks was part of a funeral processional, picking up a family saying goodbye to, of all people, a 10-year-old child.
And for me, it's not a pleasure for me to be the driver, it's an honor to remember that child and his wishes.
That child isn't just any child, a child who beat the odds. Jonathan Chatham had leukemia, but recently it went into remission. And tomorrow, through the Make-A-Wish Foundation, he was to have received a shopping spree trip to Lexington on board a Hummer limo driven by Hicks.
It's an awesome ride. It's just a luxury to the max.
But Jonathan's life was cut way too short. He was killed Monday when somehow his school bus hit him.
The child's last wish through the Make-A-Wish Foundation was to ride in a limousine, and probably especially this Hummer.
Make-A-Wish decided to keep the wish alive and have the limo pick up Jonathan's family and to be with them as they said goodbye.
And I feel like the state of Kentucky, and especially this area of Kentucky, are grieving with this family.
Providing just a little bit of hope when it seems in times like this, hope is hard to find. In Whitley County, Phil Pendleton, WKYT.
The owner of Jayco Limousine, based in London and Louisville, told us they have a great relationship with the Make-A-Wish Foundation, and it's a joy to make children's dreams come true.
When it comes to the weather, we're supposed to be in the 60s temperatures-wise this time of year, but most areas have been in the 30s all day long, and we could even see a few snowflakes later tonight. Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey is tracking the cold temperatures in the First Alert Forecast Center. Don't put away your ruler yet.
Yeah, the ruler may not come in too handy, but Sam, we are indeed seeing snow showers and flurries out there this evening. Pretty crazy when you consider just a few days ago we were in the 70s, but as we often kid, well, that is Kentucky weather at its finest, or its worst, depending on your perspective. Feels like 27 degrees right now in Lexington with some flurries flying. 36 our current thermometer reading. Winds are gusty out of the north-northwest. Live First Alert Defender. You're seeing differing colors here, but every report I'm seeing from the entire region now in the form of some flurries and snow showers. That action is increasing from northwest to southeast as of right now. A lot of clouds across the region, too. All of that coming in with a strong northwesterly wind flow. Area of low pressure, a weak area zipping across the Tennessee Valley, throwing a little juice our way. Eventually, though, that clearing line is going to work its way on into central and eastern Kentucky over the next little bit. But until we get in on some of that clearing later tonight, look at the snow showers and flurries lined up to our northwest. Those will continue to scoot on through the area. If you're out and about this evening, it's a cold one. Temperatures mainly in the 30s. Wind chills will make it feel like it's in the 20s, and then your actual thermometer reading for a trip back home maybe from a movie this evening should be into the upper 20s by 11 o'clock or so. Weather headlines as we roll forward. Flakes continue to fly this evening. Frigid start to the weekend. We already know that. What everyone wants to know is, when are we going to see some springtime temperatures, guys? I've got that showing up in your 7-day forecast. I'll show you exactly when they arrive coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Chris. After one of the most impressive victories in NCAA tournament history, the Wildcats are now just one win away from returning to the program's fourth Final Four in 5 years.
Notre Dame is up next. The Cats take on the Fighting Irish tomorrow night. Our Rob Bromley and Amber Philpott are following the Cats in Cleveland, and they join us live from Quicken Loans Arena. Hi, Amber.
Hi, Jennifer. Sam, you said it, impressive, and it was impressive here last night at the Q, watching the Cats roll over West Virginia. But now it is on to Notre Dame. And Rob, these are two very different teams.
Kentucky's defense against Notre Dame's offense, and it was interesting to listen to both coaches this afternoon, John Calipari and Mike Bray. Bray calling Notre Dame America's team, and Cal said his team is not perfect.
We're not perfect. We're undefeated. I mean, we should have lost 5 or 6 games. I mean, easily could have lost those games. And we were lucky enough to win, stay undefeated. We're not perfect. But I think someone would have to play well the way they play.
We are America's team tomorrow, Al. There's no question about it. Got some great texts. And we love it. We certainly will take all that support. We've got a monumental challenge on our hands. But we played in the best conference in America. And, you know, going through the teams we had to go through in ACC play, I think, has us very prepared to play against a great team like Kentucky.
So Mike Bray saying his team is getting a lot of support from around the country. Notre Dame, the number 3 seed, up next for the number 1 ranked Wildcats, who are undefeated tomorrow night, 8:49. It will be on TBS.
I think I disagree. The Kentucky Wildcats are getting a lot of support as
fans
well.
everywhere.
Yeah. Well, there is certainly a brotherhood among former Wildcats. Each team that hits the court is very special in their own way. Today, I literally caught up with one former Cat on the basketball court. He is a legend here in Ohio in high school sports, and he was coached by Adolph Rupp. At 68, Phil Argento has still got it. In 1964, this Cleveland native made headlines when he scored 66 points in a high school game. His talents caught the eye of Adolph Rupp, and you may be surprised what helped him make his decision to go to UK.
The thing that's never changed there has been the great fan support. And that was one of the things when I was being recruited that separated the University of Kentucky from all the other schools I had visited.
Argento now coaches high school basketball at Lakewood High School outside Cleveland. He's a coach through and through, even giving me some pointers on the court.
Just a little strong with the ball.
Okay. There's a special bond between all UK players, past and present. Argento has loved watching this crop of Cats and what they've been doing on the court.
It's amazing to me, as young as they are, to be as focused, allowing the coach to actually coach them.
Well, he was number 13, lucky 13 in his days. Phil still enjoys coaching. He tells me his whole family bleeds blue. He actually got on his wife last night because she was so nervous about the UK game. And he says, honey, you don't even get this nervous over my games that I coach now.
You're lucky you got to meet Phil Argento. I've had a lot of people ask me about Phil Argento, but I've never met him.
Nice guy, extremely nice guy.
Coming up in sports, the latest on Aaron Harrison with that finger and the dislocation. We'll hear what he has to say about it today.
All right. Well, it's finally stopped snowing. That's a good thing for us here in Cleveland, but that is the story here. Sam, Jennifer, back to you.
Need to find some gloves for Robert over there. Mr. Bromley. Thanks, guys.
Well, cleanup crews were out today clearing debris from the State Street area near UK's campus. Hundreds of fans celebrated on State Street after last night's blowout win. But police tell us, for the most part, the crowd did not get out of control. Police are expecting bigger crowds if the Cats win tomorrow night. The city has spent this week clearing outdoor furniture and other items that could be set on fire.
He's well known in his community, a leader in bringing tourism to Rockcastle County. But tonight, the former director of the Kentucky Music Hall of Fame is in jail, accused of stealing thousands of dollars from 3 groups he was supposed to be helping. WKYT's Kristen Kennedy is tracking the investigation, new at 6.
State police are checking Robert Lawson's bank records from the last year and a half. Their questionable deposit totals come very close to 30 grand. That's the amount they believe he took from Rockcastle County organizations.
People are surprised, you know, they're hurt. You know, they entrusted him, obviously. You know, when you're entrusted with funds like that and then they're misappropriated, there has to be a consequence.
County Attorney William Reynolds is prosecuting. The board chairman for the Kentucky Music Hall of Fame, Lawson's former employer, tells us he first approached Reynolds when he noticed several, quote, questionable financial transactions for their historic, well-run and well-known induction ceremony.
State police not only link withdrawals with the Kentucky Music Hall of Fame, but also with others like the Cystic Fibrosis Organization and the Tourism Task Force.
It's a shock. It's not something that I don't think anybody would have necessarily suspected.
City Administrator Josh Bray says the city helps pay for the Rockcastle Tourism Task Force's big event, Blast in the Valley. Bray says in the past, Lawson was one of very few to have access to the task force's funds.
Obviously, as soon as we saw, there were red flags.
Bray is working with other county tourism leaders to make sure those task force funds go where they're supposed to, putting on a great show for their community.
We'll have a hands-on approach going forward.
In Rockcastle County, Kristen Kennedy, WKYT.
The county attorney says Lawson will be back in court for a preliminary hearing on Monday morning. The Madison County Sheriff's Office needs your help tracking down a man who broke into a church. It happened last week at Union City Christian Church outside of Richmond. The Sheriff's Office says the man got inside through an unlocked door. He didn't take anything inside, they say, but deputies say he broke into a car in the parking lot before leaving and stealing a woman's purse. The man faces felony charges. The sheriff says he was driving a light-colored, possibly silver van with black trim.
A woman who admitted to playing a role in a Scott County murder case will get out of jail. C.G. Jefferson pleaded guilty in January to complicity to commit burglary in connection to the 2010 murder of retired school bus driver Sue Jones. Nicholas Willinger is charged with Jones's murder. During a hearing this afternoon, a judge set a $10,000 bond, allowing her to be released from custody until she's sentenced. That won't happen until Willinger's trial early next year. The victim's family is not happy with the ruling.
I got that. I understand that they're trying to be fair all the way around. But am I happy about it? No.
As part of her bond, Jefferson will be on house arrest. She was also ordered not to have any contact with the victim's family or witnesses in the case. Employees at a Lexington grocery store helped save a man during an attempted robbery. It happened this morning at the Save-A-Lot on Broadway near Whitaker Bank Ballpark. Police say 30-year-old David Trent approached an elderly man with a rock and demanded cash. Witnesses say the victim pulled out a knife to defend himself before workers at the Save-A-Lot recognized him, unlocked the doors, and let him in.
I was scared he was going to hit him with the rock and go ahead and finish robbing him like he was attempting to.
Trent was arrested and charged with first-degree robbery. He is in the Fayette County Detention Center.
Thousands of workers go in and out of the Toyota plant in Georgetown every day. Coming up, an update on a road project designed to alleviate traffic near that plant.
Then later in sports, we'll go back live to Cleveland. Rob Bromley has an update on Aaron Harrison's injured finger.